So we set up a file in Microsoft Project and we entered some tasks. And what we're going to do now is we're going to break a long task into shorter tasks. As you can see, we've got the tasks that we made here before, and this is the handout that we got in class. We've got these 6 tasks, and what we're going to do is we're going to decompose them like we would to make a work breakdown structure. So these are the steps that we're going to the steps that we're going to follow. First, we're just going to change the name of one of the tasks, just to practice that. And then we're going to start to insert tasks. And we'll insert new tasks, and I'll show you how to do that. By the end of this video, which shouldn't be too long, we should end up with a list that looks about like this. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me enter all of these tasks. I'll pause the recording partway through. But we'll enter the first few of them, and we'll enter the times as we go. So, without further ado, I'm going to click over to Microsoft Project, and here we see we've got the tasks from our last video. And when I flick back to Microsoft Word, our first job on the assignment, excuse me, I've lost my page. Our first task is to, there we go. I'm going to click on this logical design, and I'm going to change the name. On the worksheet, they changed it to logical design. I'm just going to change it to log design. So I come over here, there it is, logical design in the task name. I click on it. If I give it a minute, I can click next to the word. There we go, and I can edit it just like I would an Excel cell. Another way to do it is just to double click it. And now it opens up. So there's the name. I've got all the characteristics inside. So I can change it back to logical. And now I double click it again. And I'm going to change it back to log design. So I click OK. So that's the first step on here. Now I've got to change the duration to 1 week. So I click here. And just like before, I'm going to click 1. When I click enter, it stays as 1 week because it was 1 week before. This is blue. The finish date is is blue because that's changed. If I undo that, so it's 2 weeks, now it finishes on December 3rd. When I redo it, make it a 1 week duration, it finishes 1 week earlier on November 24th. Alright, so now I'm going to add some new tasks to the list. And what I want to do is add one just after logical design or log design. I want to put it after log design, so I click the row after log design. And I come up to the insert menu, and there it is, new task. So I can either do insert menu, new task, and it's here. There's a couple other ways I can do those, and I'll do it in a minute. So anyways, I've entered new task, and now in the task name field for the new task, type analysis. So I flip back over here. I'm going to click on the task name, and I'm going to type in analysis. Come back to the Word document, and analysis is going to take 6 days. So I come back here, and the duration, I'm going to type 6. It should stay as days because it already was days. There we go, 6 days. So analysis, 6 days. So basically what I do is I come to the insert menu, and I insert a new task. Let's try it again. The next one we're going to add is on the next page down, if you're looking on the worksheet. Okay, the next one we're going to put in, where did analysis go? Oh, we've got all sorts to do. So we've got creating a database and phase 1 analysis. Over here I've got creating a database, requirement analysis, that's not right. So I'm going to click here. I go to the insert menu, right there. And I click New Task. If I want to, I can just use this INS key, which means insert. So that's probably a faster way to do it. So once again, I can come here. I can either go Alt-I and Alt-N for insert and new task, or I can go to the menus, or I can just use the insert key. When I look back here, I've got phase 1 requirement. I'm going to assume that that word is analysis. So I click on the cell, phase, oh I forgot already, phase 1 requirement analysis, 1 requirement analysis. And as for the duration, I'm going to say that that is 0 days. The next one down is requirement analysis for 1 day. Requirement analysis 1 week. So I'm going to type here 1 day question mark, and I'm back to my 1 day. So I got creating a database, phase 1 requirement, and requirement analysis. Creating a database, requirement. Okay, so then I need business need. Okay, so after requirement analysis, I come to business need, I select it, and I go Alt-I for insert, N for new task, and there's my blank cell. So I go business need, and the duration on that is going to be 3 days. So I come over here and I type 3. I could type days, I could type D, just leave it as 3. I'm going to look at the paper now, so I'm not going to keep flipping back to this other program. I'm just going to look at the paper that you have. After business need, I've got end of phase 1. So I go insert, new task, click on the task name, end of phase 1, and that's going to take me 0 days. Alright, so that's how we do it. We go to the insert menu, and we insert a new task exactly where we want it to be. I'm going to now pause the recording and fill out the rest of this table, and when I show it to you next, it should look something like the one on page 8 of the handout. Okay, so I think I'm back. Let me check. And yeah, I'm back. And this is what we look like now. We've got 27 tasks, and each one of them has a duration according to the sheet. Some of those durations change, but I don't want you to worry too much about it just yet, because we're going to change them again in a few minutes. I'll show you how. At the moment, none of these tasks are subdivided. None of them are decomposed, and that's going to be our next step. So phase 1, requirement analysis, that's going to be broken into pieces. In fact, creating a database will be broken, that's the project, creating a database. And all of these are further down the decomposition on the work breakdown structure. So we'll break all of these into smaller pieces, and we'll symbolize that, or we'll have Microsoft Project do that by using these indent arrows. So that's it for this video, which was how to enter more tasks, and we were going to break them into phases in the next video.